sensed your approach, my king. I, Gurfan of the Gunvaldir tribe, salute you as my forefathers decreed. Ah, so you're still speaking with your own voice. Good. At least I won't have to bother with that formal drivel Camelot loves so much. Tell me, how does it work with the two of you? Does the king speak through you sometimes? Or is he just a passenger in your head? Will he ever come out and talk to me face to face? Or does he just sit there quietly, never getting involved? Either way, I've got a few things to say to him. Not exactly polite ones. Ah, so he won't be speaking. Still too weak, is he? Not surprising. Well, then give my regards to the old man. Tell him the Gunvaldir tribe stayed loyal to the old treaties right to the end. The same can't be said of the Camelocians, a pack of cowardly dogs without honor. I hope Arthur's squirming in your head, seeing what his beloved capital has been up to. Normal ones, honorable. He entrusted us with the forlorn swords and his crown, the one he used to command giants. We were sworn to guard them. In return, Camelot was supposed to leave us alone, now and forever. But the Camelocians didn't hold up their end of the deal. May their souls rot in the weirdness. Can you hear me, Arthur? The treaty is rubbish. I'm rallying the tribes, and we're marching on Camelot. Nothing can stop us anymore. Except ourselves, damn it. Why? He's barely gotten his life back, and not even all of it. Does he have a death wish or something? There's a passage, sure, and if you're Arthur, it will open for you. Go ahead, if you think you're strong enough. Nobody's gonna stop you. But let me warn you, it's not going to be an easy journey, or a short one. Well, the giants are asleep, at least on the surface. But below, what if they wake up when they see Arthur? I doubt they'll be happy. And if the giants weren't enough, there are still the monsters, and other surprises. The legends about this place make it all pretty clear. If I were you, I wouldn't go in there. At least, not until you're sure you have the strength to handle what's hiding inside. Or without the blessing of the tribes, as agreed 600 years ago. You'd know that if you remembered our agreements, Arthur. Yes, the funny thing about our king, as you may already know, was that he was pretty sure of himself and his abilities. He knew he could march in there, grab his crown whenever he wanted, so he didn't sweat when he made a deal with our ancestors. He said he'd come back for his royal hat, only if the kingdom was in a dire situation, and if all tribes agreed to let him. Traditionally, this was meant to be done during a moot, an assembly of the tribes, and I'm calling one, so we can help each other out, if you're up for it. Well, I need the chieftains to come here, because we have to agree on a united front if we're going to fight Camelot. And I want to make damn sure that we fight Camelot not as a solitary tribe, like hot-headed One-Eye once, but as a united force. But I'm worried that something might be keeping them from leaving their villages. I'd like you to look into it. They won't. Our tribes aren't exactly known for getting along, and gathering them all in one place at the same time. That's almost a miracle. But now they've left Gunvaldir in its time of need, and they're ashamed. And that's even worse. That's why you have to shame them even more, so that they have no choice but to come here or risk their honor. And if they say they won't come because, then you'll deal with a because, right? After all, you're the king, aren't you? Exactly. There's only one sane course of action, but you do you. I'll be waiting. I'm not going anywhere. As a Gunvaldir, I've got nowhere to go anyway. eye for an eye. There's no other way. Does that surprise you? I was the one who honored the old treaties Camelot violated. I was the one who tried to convince One Eye not to throw people into guerrilla warfare, but to organize a proper military campaign instead. But for that, I'd need united tribes. And getting us all to work together on our own turf? That's proven to be exceptionally difficult. If you ask me, they got scared. The giant in our village started glowing. Maybe waking up, maybe coming alive. Whatever it is giants do. We were glad, though the other tribes, not so much. They envied us, no doubt about that. And that's probably why they didn't lift a finger to help when Camelot invaded our lands. Us, the Dalrida, we have changed. We're a shadow of our ancestors. But we were not the first to raise our weapons. Well, you see, the giants for us are a bit like gods. We call them our protectors. It's a tradition dating back to the battles of the Age of Legends. The Dalrita befriended the giants long before Arthur ever did. There was peace between us, even when we stood on opposite sides of the war. We honor them because we believe that when they awaken, they will repay our care with their protection. It's good to have allies like them. What can I tell you? We're gone. Only a few of us are left, scattered across all of Avalon. I'm still here, and so is One Eye. He's convinced he can take Camelot with a handful of hot-headed youngsters. Foolish dreams, suicide, call it what you like. We were brave, proud, and deeply connected to nature. Each of us bonded our soul to an animal, sharing strength between us. I won't tell you more than that. I don't want to. I can't. All of this is still too fresh for me, too raw. King Arthur! His presence clings to you like a shadow, unmistakable to those who still remember him. Your words, your actions, they carry the weight of him. The way you stand, even your damn stubbornness. Arthur always left his mark on those he touched. The Gunvelder haven't forgotten. Betrayed by Camelot or not, our blood still remembers the old king. But don't mistake my recognition for trust. If Arthur truly walks with you, prove it. Show me his legacy still lives and breathes. As of now, 4. The Volker, the Svein, the Ulfra, and the Toyd. Each one with its role, each one with its problems. The Volker were our berserkers, Mather's chosen warriors, unstoppable in battle. But Mather abandoned them, or so they believe. Now their rage is dulled, and they're slipping into despair. If we don't reignite their spirit, we risk losing them entirely. The Svein are hunters and guardians of something ancient, what they call a god. Forest devilry, if you ask me. Dangerous enough for us to keep our distance. The Ulfra are warriors, the best of us. Or they were. They've gone silent. No word from their chieftain, no sign of life near the haunted keep. I fear what might have befallen him. Mages, clever but strange. Their power is real, but their methods, unsettling. They see the world differently. Useful in a fight, but don't expect to understand them. Still, strength is strength, even if it's wrapped in riddles and sparkles. Each tribe carries a part of our legacy. If we are to stand together again, we'll need them all. even the ones who've lost their way. So, it looks like fate itself decided to push you my way. That has to mean something. But Kedron, that's grim news. He may be blunt as a broken axe, but he's loyal as they come. If he sent a non-reader in his place, then he knew he was dying, and he chose duty over pride. I won't let that go to waste, and neither will you. Truth is, I'd sent him to do the very same task I've just laid before you. Gather the tribes, call the moot. Now you know how important this is. Yes? Who have you managed to convince?
This is the entrance to the King's threat. Wouldn't it be wiser to draw on the wisdom of the local tribes before we go in? We must be strong and worthy to walk this path. One can never have too much experience. I agree. They might tell us something that helps us make the best possible decision. Let's go see what the Del Rita are struggling with. It's always been worth having them on our side.
So, you're a real wanderer then. And here I thought this was your first time in the forlorn sorts. You've seen a thing or two, and you've met Garth. That means you've crossed paths with a piece of our history. That man and the capital, they're both relics, if you know what I mean. How's the old wolf doing? No, don't tell me. I'll find out for myself sooner or later. Don't keep Gerfan waiting. He's not as patient as he used to be.
You again? I told you to be on your way. You should have led with that. Go on then, and keep it brief.
And who might you be? Are you the messenger of the Stagfather, the one Glirna foretold? If she's right for once, well, that'd be a first. You're a little late, by the way. Can't you see? I won't speak of it further. Not with outsiders. See this? One of those bodies belongs to my son, Jens. He fought bravely, to the very end. May the ancestors grant him a place at their table. May the unrealm of the hunt show him mercy. It's a damn shame his god failed him. You just had to be stubborn, didn't you, kid? Hey, no point wasting breath. What's done is done. Most of the swine tribe is gone. Ah, perhaps that's for the best. The last thing we need is another self-proclaimed prophet causing trouble. As you can see, I've got enough on my plate. I'm Barlam, the chieftain. Welcome to the Svinelands, or the tribe that's just ceased to exist. Let me guess. He wants to call the moot. He's been trying for years, and every time I've had to refuse. Not because I want to. I know the moot is sacred law. But above that law is my duty to protect the tribe. And as you can see, I've failed. The Svine tribe is gone. Not having a tribe is what's holding me back. Can you turn back time? Bring my people back to life? No? That's what I thought. I don't know you. And if Gerfan thinks I'll trust someone from outside the tribes on his word alone, he's showing weakness. Especially now. But I do have a solution. Find Kjell. If she vouches for you, I'll honor the voice of the tribe's request. And I'll let you help us, if that's even possible. She should be nearby. She'll have a task for you, something to prove you can be trusted. Once that's done, meet me here. Maybe then I'll share something more.
Outsider, you chose a bad time to wander through our lands. Tell me, do you hunt? That's how it should be. Treat your prey with respect. Never take more than you need. Not so hard, if you even know that much. Is it? Trying to understand. Someone's been hunting in our woods. Though, hunting isn't the right word. It's slaughter. They leave carcasses to rot. Pierce the hides so they can't be used. I can't fathom it. No idea. Though some of the stag fathers chosen fled the woods, might have even survived. They of all people should know the rules of the hunt. Wouldn't surprise me if they chose to ignore them. Wouldn't say no to that. Normally I'd go myself, but we still need to bury the dead, tend to the wounded. No time for hunting. Not even for justice. Fine, bring me the head of that butcher, whoever it is, and I'll make sure you're rewarded. So, it was one of the Stagfather's chosen ones. Slaughtering most of our village wasn't enough. He had to butcher the animals too. Scum. I'll toss his head out to rot. Let the worms feed on it. At least he'll be useful to the land. Here. You've done a good thing. It shouldn't go unrewarded. I'm Vesna, huntress, wife of Vragi. I spend most of my time alone in the woods. I'm used to keeping quiet. Vragi talks enough for both of us. I try. The others need that. Vragi and I got lucky. We still have each other. I'm trying to take care of those who don't. Be careful on the trail.
Oh, who are you? What you doing in my home? Oh, has Vesna finally gotten tired of waiting for me to move on and taking a new mother? Then why? Is she alright? Please tell me nothing's happened to her. If she died while I've been stuck here, useless as I am, God's help me. What would ever happen to me? I wouldn't even be able to see her again in the halls of our ancestors. Good. That's good. Ark, this is horrible. I spent most of my life not having to worry about Vesna. She's always been strong, capable. But even if something had happened, I wouldn't be there to protect her. And now I can't. What good am I to her like this?
Because had him not fully. If your beloved had died, yet you kept seeing them day in, day out, would you feel like they were truly gone? I can't move on, and neither can she. This feels like a punishment, but I'm pretty sure neither of us has done anything to deserve it. I died. I thought that was clear. I was hunting, followed tracks in the snow. They went on, and then vanished. I don't remember much after that. A bear. A bottomless, I don't know. Something with claws. The last thing I do remember is them tearing into my flesh, and the smell. Then, nothing. Well, there's a ritual every swine child must go through after their first hunt. We bind a part of ourselves to our first trophy, to mirror the first sacrifice ever made to the stag father. Mine was a wool span. I wore it in a cord around my neck, but Vesna said I was burned without it. Must mean it's still out there somewhere. As long as it remains, so will I. No, I was focused on the tracks, and when I reached their end, I didn't have time to look around. Vesna knows. She searched for the fan, but she's afraid the beast that killed me might have carried it away. You're a strange thief, aren't you? There's nothing I can give you that you just can't take for yourself, and I'd rather not owe you a debt. That might keep me here even longer, but Vesna might reward you. I'm sure she'd be happy to be rid of me at last. You'll have to talk to her anyway, since she's the only one who knows where to look for the trophy. When you find it, just toss it into a fire. May we all finally be free of each other. I do. I heard the dead screaming. None of them went peacefully. It's a dark day, but I don't feel all that much about it. I'm just glad Vesna is safe. I guess when you're dead, the world becomes a very small place. Bits and pieces. It feels like it was only yesterday, and yet somehow far away. Can you recall every little step you took this morning? Every word you said? Every passing thought? Because I can't. I remember the warmth of our bed, Vesna laughing, the sweetness of my morning porridge, and then the snow. The snow is where it all ends. I wonder if it's still out there, buried beneath the snow.
If you're here to talk, speak plainly. Oh, did you? And why were you in my house? I don't remember inviting you. You should count yourself lucky. You wouldn't be standing here if you were, like he used to be. He may be different now, but I'm still proud to call myself his wife. If he told you that, then you must know why he can't. I know it's hard for him, being like that. But if that's what fate had in store for him, there must be a reason for it. I don't. Why would I? I get to see him every day, talk to him every day. I get to keep him, in a way. Otherwise, there'd just be emptiness where he used to be. If you were in my place, would you want your beloved to disappear forever? It's easy for you to say, when you're not the one living through it. And for your sake, I hope you never have to. But he's not. Can't you see that? I've already lost most of my tribe. I can't lose him too. The silence alone would break me. I can't. Not now. Not like this. Not after everything. Here. This is where he died. But if you find his trophy, please don't destroy it. Not yet. Bring it to me. I'll let him go, I swear. Just not until I'm ready. Watch where you step.
This isn't the best time to visit the village, but come in. If you need a healing potion or herbs, I can probably help. We're dealing with a curse. The Stagfather's curse? That damned crone brought it upon us, I'm sure of it. Our god has turned against us. He used to bless us with game, fruits and herbs, but not long ago, something possessed him. The hunters stopped returning from the woods, monsters started emerging from the forest, and it just kept getting worse. The witch condemned my husband to a fate worse than death. She said it was necessary, that it would fix everything. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be telling all this to a stranger, but I had to get it off my chest. Only if the gods themselves sent you, but I doubt that's the case. You could try speaking to Barlam, but I'm not sure he's in the mood to deal with an outsider right now. Glerna, the priestess of the Stagfather. I've lived 40 years, and for as long as I can remember, she's been as dry and wrinkled as an old parchment. She thinks she runs the village, not Barlam, and he lets her with all her spells and seals. Her ways of trying to keep the Stagfather at bay. Shame she doesn't use them on herself, only on my husband. I've said too much already. Forget it. We honor Mother too, but not as fervently as Theud, Ulfa, and certainly not like the Volker. Mother is the Mother Goddess, but we're closer to the Lord of the Hunt.
don't know you. You looking to buy hides, meat, or something else? You're here. I'm Sagar, a cook. The hunters bring me game, and I'll break it down into meat, hides, and bones. Cook the meat, tan the hides, use the bones to make tools and parts for weapons. All of it's for sale. If you want to survive out here, you use everything you got. You're here. This fiend, all known for the hunters. The chieftain is Barlam, and if the tribe survives, his son Vragi will probably take over. I misspoke. Forget it.
So much blood. I've gotten used to seeing animal guts, but I can't stand seeing my people like this.
You came late. Some of us stayed. Most of us didn't. If you're looking for survivors, you won't find many. Our god rose and tore the ground open. Half the village went with him. Half stayed behind. My sons are gone now. Both of them. I buried what I could, and the rest I left to the sky. Now I pray so that I remember how to live without them. Away forever, into the lands of the eternal hunt. I was raised to worship, not to cry. If a god calls you home, you answer. If he leaves you standing, you pray harder. I buried the bodies. I will mend the roof. I will plant what seed we have left. There's nothing else to do. May you find what you're looking for.
War never makes sense. It is a tool for survival. Had I refused to wage war against the Foredwellers, humanity would never have survived on Avalon. So if Gurfhanna declares war on Camelot, Avalon will once again drown in blood. But don't ask me what I think of it. Through your eyes, I see that Camelot is no longer the place I left behind. When I gave the forlorn swords to the tribes of the Dalrita, there was nothing of substance here. A few abandoned giant caves, the occasional lone pillar, nothing more. What stands now must have arisen after my time. And I must admit, I'm impressed with how they've made it their own. Their resilience speaks for itself.
A stranger in my shop, eh? It should be closed after everything that happened here. I just happen to feel safest in this place. So if you want to buy something, I suppose I can trade with you. That's right, all crafted by my own hands. Don't look so surprised. Back in my day, it was nothing out of the ordinary. Everyone in the tribe had to know how to stitch leather, forge knives, and identify herbs. Survival basics. I've got more goods than there are people left in this village. And who knows what Barlam will decide after all this Stagfather mess we're in. Maybe a bit of coin will come in handy. And I must admit, I'm also somewhat curious about your presence, as it's been a long time since I last traded with someone from outside the Dalrita. Years have passed since one of your kind set foot in the village. As you can see, I've got a wide selection here. so take your time and look around. I've seen enough blood to... Ah, so you've heard about that. Barlam must trust you. A lot of good warriors died fighting the monster the Stagfather became. Svaldir, Vraskin, Eardan. I was lucky to make it out alive. It's the kind of luck that would make you want to thank a god, if it weren't the same god you were fighting. In the old days, everyone was mostly on their own. You could only rely on your own wits and the strength of your hands. I think what matters more now is the tribe as a whole. You can rely on others more, rather than having to depend entirely on yourself. That has its pros and cons. A community gives you strength and a sense of security. But when you're spending a cold, lonely night in the wilderness, it doesn't help much. And that's what changed. Some of the tribesfolk started to behave like a hive and decided to free the Stagfather. It made no sense, considering what the Sven tribe stood for. I mostly agree. You need the skills and knowledge to survive on your own, no doubt about that. But people form communities for a reason. We gather in packs, like animals, because it makes life easier. And, honestly, it's nice to have someone to talk to now and then. The problem begins when a tribe splits in half and turns on itself. That's why we lost so many brothers and sisters. A strong tribe is important, sure, but when you've been hunting alone for 2 weeks, freezing and hallucinating, and the Ice Weaver reaches out her hand, well, a strong tribe won't help you then. There's more than one way to look at any issue. You just have to survive long enough to see it. Ice Weavers are deadly. They appear as beautiful women, luring weary hunters and travelers, then freeze the blood in their veins, literally. That's true. A strong individual can survive in the wild, but without a tribe they won't build anything lasting. A tribe without strong people will fall apart quickly. It's good that you understand that. You have the wisdom of someone older. Not anymore. It's been years since I last went hunting. Not that I don't want to. When you've spent as much time in the wilderness as I have, it becomes a part of you. But I just can't do it anymore. Ha! That I am. I could still outrun a deer if I had to, but it's not about my age. If I went hunting, I might end up falling prey to the hunger. Has anyone ever told you about the hunger? That's right. It's not an empty stomach. It's more like a state of mind. It's what happens to Sven hunters who spend too much time in the local woods. During long hunts, they soak up a bit of the weirdness. Not much, just a little trace. Not even enough to make you dizzy. But over the years they start to change, becoming more and more like the wild beasts they hunt. They turn violent, start attacking their own. In the end, they're a threat to the whole tribe. That's when they're cast out into the woods, and the rest of the hunters begin a ritual hunt to free them of the hunger and give them a good death. Aye, and it's not unfounded. The hunger awoke in my own brother. I did. He was 2 years older than me. Svalrik was his name, and he was a damn good hunter. Better than me, Better than anyone I've ever seen. He could pick up a trail even if it was buried under 3 feet of snow. I still don't know how he managed that. No, nobody knew what was happening except us. One day he came back from a hunt. I looked him in the eyes, and I just knew. He never came back from the next one. He didn't want to force the tribe to hunt him. Didn't want to force me to hunt him. I doubt you'd be able to find my brother after all this time. Besides, the ritual hunt needs the mask of the Huntmaster. It's kept in the barrow of the Horned Shadow, where we lay our fallen hunters to rest. By wearing it, the leader of the hunt is supposed to gain the strength, agility, and experience of the hunters who came before. That would mean a lot to me. I doubt Svalric could still get a good death, but at least he could have the last hunt, even if it's just symbolic. You'd still need the mask, and the barrow's a dangerous place. It's been abandoned for years, so I'm sure it's crawling with all kinds of beasts. Are you sure you want to risk your life going there? You've got the courage of a hunter. I can see that clear enough. Go on then, but be careful. Don't risk your life for nothing. Safe travels. Leave the crows hungry.
A face I don't know, that's rare. Counting the years, naming the dead. Stones remember what we forget. Births, deaths, oaths taken, oaths broken. The things that matter more than whoever's shouting the loudest at the moment. Parchment rots, ink fades. Stone stays where you leave it. Even if the village burns, a stone half-buried will still speak if someone listens. Nothing is ever truly gone. You can chisel out a name, but the scar stays. Sometimes scars speak louder than the clean stone. Maybe, but carving is no small thing. Be careful of what you ask to leave behind. The dead have no need for stone, but the living do. Who do you want remembered? Then we carved the roots, torn too soon. Not all names need carving. Memory fades, stone stays.
You picked a damned bad time to show your face here. Outsiders in the village are rarely good news. But now, after what happened, don't you think we have enough trouble without you? Sure, that's what all outsiders say, until trouble finds them. Anyway, watch yourself. One wrong move, and you'll have more than just me to deal with. Our whole village will be on you. At least, what's left of us. What do you want? We haven't even buried the bodies yet, and you're already sniffing around. Here's some advice. It's not your business, so stay out of it. Well then, the two of you aren't talking. I don't know you, and I'm not vouching for you. The sooner you leave the village, the better. For you, and for... Wait, hold on. There is one thing you could help me with. One of our hunters went to the cave nearby, and hasn't returned. With everything that happened here, I forgot all about him. If you want to prove yourself, find out what happened to him. And don't come back empty-handed. What? You went to the bottomless cave? And you made it out alive? That's impossible! It would have torn you apart in an instant. There is no missing hunter. I sent you to the bottomless cave because I was hoping to get rid of you. But now that you managed to make it out alive, I have to admit I'm impressed. I'm the best huntress here, and even I have respect for that place. I don't dare set foot in those parts. Go talk to Barlam, our chieftain. He'll probably find some use for you. These are Svinelands. If you can't survive here, it's no place for you. But you made it. So there's more strength and will to survive in you than I expected. I can't tell you more than that. Barlam will decide what you need to know. What, you want a tour now? Want me to introduce you to every corpse? Even the dead wouldn't bother talking to outsiders, let alone the living, who've got their own problems. Much livelier. There was more noise, less dead silence, and it smelled of hearth smoke and roasting meat, not blood. He's been in charge for as long as I can remember, and ruled wisely, fairly even. But turns out he was too lenient with some of us. And you see where that kind of weakness leads. Yeah, I shoot strangers who can't hold their tongue. Besides that, I hunt. Best in the village. Was already true before most of the hunters got themselves killed. It is. Unless your goal is to freeze or get eaten by something mean. Then it's real easy. But we'll survive. Even if there's only a handful of us left. And you, if you can't take care of yourself, you can always move on. I sure as hell won't stop you. No need to linger.
You smell of change, outsider. Good. Change is what our tribe desperately needs. Some roots reach too deep, grow too vast, and end up ruining everything. Atli, I'm Glearna's apprentice. One day, I'm meant to take her place, if the need ever arises. I have a feeling I'm about to lose everything. My tribe, my past, myself. The Stagfather tainted everything. Even the one thing I hoped would always remind me of where I came from. I am. My father was Svein, and I was given a Svein name. But my mother was Thewd. She brought me here when I was still an infant, told Glearna it was because I deserved to live my life wide awake, whatever that means, and then she left. Never came back. Yes. It was a tree. When I was 6, Glearna took me to a clearing and gave me a seed. She said my mother brought it from the Thewed lands, so I'd have something to remember where I came from. She helped me plant it, holding my tiny hands. Said it would grow with me. It got twisted. It's all wrong now. I wanted to fix it, but I can't even get close. It keeps bearing monsters, and I'm no warrior, only Glearna's apprentice. I'm afraid those things will come here one day, and this village can't take any more losses. Really? You would? Here, I created a sigil, but it has to be written in blood on the bark. It should stop the corruption, and maybe I can still heal it. Thank you. This means the world to me. In a way, she was never a mother to me, but she was there. She made me her apprentice. I could barely fit the pestle in my palm, and I was already crushing herbs, throwing them into potions. Glearna used to say my mother's blood was strong in me, that it made me the perfect successor, though I doubt that will ever happen. I think she'll outlive Avalon itself. It's hard to truly believe in something once you know it exists, isn't it? Do I think he's worth worshipping? I'm a Svein, first and foremost. I understand better than most what the forest gives us, but I also know what it can take. It's hard to blame a god for following the call of his nature. Not really. Glearna told me she saw her coming in the fire. She saw my name in the ashes that were scattered by the wind all over the village. That's how she knew she couldn't turn my mother away, and that my place was among the Svein. Only what everyone says, that they're good with magic, that they dream, and the dreams give them visions. I don't like dreaming. I don't know why. I have this feeling that one day I'll fall into a dream and never wake up. I prefer the bones. They don't lie, and they rarely demand more than I can give. Yes? Ah, of course. The wind's picking up. You should go before the mist rolls in.
kill you. Maybe. But the fact that you're still breathing only proves your strength. And your determination. You survived Kjell's trial, which means you've proven yourself worthy of knowing what we're up against. The Stagfather happened. A bunch of fanatics called him into this world. They claimed that when he arrived, he would devour everyone, then choose his own and grant them their rightful place in the afterlife. You can see how well that turned out. And that's how the story of the Svine tribe ends. I doubt we'll ever recover from this. He is our most important god, the one we worshipped in the homelands. And we brought him here with us. He watched over us, blessed us with an abundance of game. In return, he had our unwavering devotion. But, as it often happens, some became blindly devoted, while others began to doubt. And the first group decided that the rest were unworthy of the Stagfather's grace. So they set him loose, to kill the entire tribe. The faithful joined him. The unbelievers were slaughtered. One of ours, Gudry, did something completely suicidal, with the help of our shamaness. He accepted the god into his body and is trying to keep him contained. But he's growing weaker by the day. We don't have much time before the Stagfather breaks loose again. And trust me, mixing the old gods with the weirdness thickening in these lands is the worst possible combination. We have to act quickly, although I have no idea where to even start. Out of the question. If we don't deal with the Stagfather, what happened here will happen to the rest of the Forlorn Swords. And the only thing that's happened so far is you proving you don't bow to fear, and that you know how to handle a weapon. Now, I need someone willing to help the Svine tribe. Well, that's a good question. Because I have no idea. All I know is that we need to find a way to get rid of the Stagfather once and for all. Gudry won't be able to hold on much longer. And when he gives up, we're all lost. Go find Glirna. She must know something. She's the shamaness serving the damn thing, and somehow she's keeping Gudry alive. We may not like each other, but I know Glirna isn't a fanatic. She owes as much to her own tribe as she does to the Stagfather. Glirna is our old soothsayer. Very old. When I was a kid, that hag was already as wrinkled as an apple, forgotten in the storehouse for 3 winters. But fate has tangled our paths, and we have no choice but to work together. The fate of the tribe is more important than our petty squabbles. If you need to get ready, go see Hjarn. He'll help you with your gear. There's still the cook, Sagar. You could talk to him too. You can sleep in any of the empty houses. I'm sure their previous owners won't mind. Glirna is our old soothsayer. Very old. When I was a kid, that hag was already as wrinkled as an apple, forgotten in the stores for 3 winters. But fate has tangled our paths, and we have no choice but to work together. The fate of the tribe is more important than our petty squabbles.
Yes, in the homelands. I thought we could leave him there, but he escaped to Avalon. He took on human form, or rather he used one of his followers as a vessel. It was only when he sensed that Nimue, Merlin's apprentice, had discovered his true nature that he revealed his real form. The beast grew to the size of a mountain, striding toward the temple his followers had built for him deep in the woods. I dread to think what would have happened if he'd made it there. We barely managed to bring him down, and clearly, not completely. I outlawed the Stagfather's cult, but I see that 6 centuries later, it's still around, and surprisingly, among the Dalrita as well. I thought they worshipped only Mathea,